So we're here again with Scott. This is the first time I've been in on a video with Scott, so it's a little different. But the reason I came in was because Scott's had some challenges here this last couple of weeks, and that's not uncommon. You know, when we have a situation like this, we get to a certain point where you start to plateau, or your body really recalibrates. And so Scott's kind of gotten there. Still losing weight, but just not as dramatically as he had been. So we talked a few things through, and you know, like most of you, you get to a point where you start forgetting a few things, or you start incorporating a little bit more. So Scott was eating a little bit more, and he realized it, and he backed off. And we talked about a research study that I just read this morning from Sweden about how to keep people from rebounding in their weight. And this is a common problem, and many of you have probably experienced this in the past. And the ways to do it are these. Number one, you increase the protein intake in your diet. Number two, you use a meal replacement or meal substitute. And that's one of the things that we do here at the center. So Scott is going to start using our Greens First along with the Greens First Boost as a meal replacement. So he's going to have Greens First Berry with a chocolate protein supplement that will kind of give him the extra protein like we talked about, but also replace a meal that he's taking in right now. So we're going to reboot his system again and recalibrate. But in spite of that, as I said, he's still losing weight. Now, what did you say to me today? This was great.
I said, I feel like I'm, really losing weight yet. Even though the scale's not showing, as much loss as I was hoping, but it still feels like I'm losing weight. And I said, as I sit here, I looked and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see my feet. I said, where'd they come from? I haven't seen those for years, And I said, so I know I'm losing weight because I can see them again.
So it's the things like changes in the way you feel. In fact, you can see your feet. And also with women, oftentimes we see a change in dress sizes too. So those are the big things that you can't lose sight of. So we have to keep building on what we've accomplished here with Scott and continue to have him lose the weight the way he has been. In spite of the fact that he still lost some over the last 2 weeks, it wasn't quite as much as we had hoped or we had been experiencing prior to that, right?
Right.
So now what we're going to do is reboot, and you look for us in 2 weeks, and we'll talk to you about what has happened. All right, Scott?
That sounds good.
Good deal. All right, we'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.